Nutrition for runners, a very important topic. I used to not really know that this was, or I didn't really know that this was a big deal. When I was kind of dabbling into the running, I would sometimes go out for runs that where I didn't eat before. And, I think a lot of us think like, oh, if I eat before, that's really heavy, I'm going to throw up or whatever. But it is very, very important that you eat before you run and that you're making sure you're fueling properly on the other parts of, or the other hours during the day. So before a run, simple carbs are really, really important because those give you energy. So stuff like dry cereal, oatmeal, bagel, toast, English muffin, granola bar, fruit, but also be careful with fruits that are really high in fiber, as some people, you know what fiber does, and you add running to that. But again, training for a 5K, you're not out for hours running, so you should be okay doing fruit for a carb before a run. And then also you want to make sure that you're hydrated before a run. You want to make sure that you're drinking at least 10 to 16 ounces of water before running. Span it over, give or take an hour time. But this can really depend on the athlete, and it may take you some time to figure out what that window is and what works good for you in your body. You may notice you get a cramp sometimes, or you may notice that you can feel it kind of sloshing around. Maybe you drink too much too close to the start of your run. So that's just something to think about and to play around with as you're starting, because again, running is super, super individualized sport. We all digest at different rates, and our bodies respond differently. So it is very normal to, take some time to figure out what window works best for you. And also just making sure that you're getting a good amount of protein and good carbs during the early part of your day to prevent indulging at night. If you are limiting those things during the day, you are going to feel very hungry at night. And then as a result, you probably will want to indulge in things that maybe aren't the best for your body. So your body needs carbs for energy. As a runner, do not cut them out. I think there's a stigma in health and wellness and nutrition that you shouldn't eat a lot of carbs, cut out the bread, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of carbs out there that are good for you and that give you energy and that you need to run well, to run faster, stronger, with more energy. No one likes to go for a run and feel sluggish. And if you're not eating carbs, that's the way you're going to feel. So be sure that you're fueling properly with carbs. Listen to your body. And personally, I don't really like to limit my carbs too much, but I also make sure that I'm eating enough protein and veggies and fruits and all that kind of stuff with it. So a goal that I try to hit with veggies, and a good rule of thumb that I've found to work well with me, is just trying to incorporate at least one veggie with every meal. And then also just really making sure that I'm getting enough protein with every meal and good carbs to make sure that I have energy and I'm not, overly hungry at the end of the day and wanting to indulge in the sugary carbs, because that is what happens on the days that I don't eat enough and I have a long run or whatever. So really make sure that you are paying attention to, the volume of the running you're doing and making sure you're eating enough. So post-run, you want to make sure that you hydrate well. You got to replenish those electrolytes lost during sweating and all that kind of stuff, and then also a carb and a protein. And you mostly do want to replenish with carbs here as well. And if you are doing long runs, which for a 5K, you don't necessarily need to worry about this, but, again, could be personal preference. For me, I like to carry water with me on runs that are 30 minutes or longer, just because I like to sip on water, especially if it's hot out, which we're getting out of the hot months. But depending on where you live, just keep that in mind. And keep in mind, the more volume you're running, the more energy your body needs. So not only do you might have to carry water with you, which they're really great handheld water bottles that are really light and easy to carry that strap around your hand. If you need info on any of that, let me know and I can get you a link. I got mine off Amazon. So really, again, that is more for if you are, running longer volumes, more than a 5K. But, you could find out that, for you're really thirsty and you feel dehydrated after running 20 minutes, then you might want to get you a water bottle. And then also that comes with more volume, which means your body needs more energy, which means it needs more fuel, food, during your run. So again, you don't really have to worry about that with 5K training, but in the future, keep that in mind. If you're running more, you will need to, carry some simple carbs on you to give you more energy during your run. And so I think that is about it for nutrition, a good overview. If you have any questions about nutrition, running, anything at all regarding that, let us know and we will answer your questions.